Hello there and welcome to another Commands and Colors playthrough. And we're still, of course, in the Civil War. We have plenty of scenarios still in this the Civil War between Caesar and Pompeius to do. So this is a really interesting one. It's called Dyrrhachium, which was fought in 48 BC. So as we know, Caesar has been transporting his troops over to, which is today's Albania, and he brought with him 7 depleted legions, and I mean he was inferior in numbers, very much to Pompey at that point, even though he had the quality on his side. But so Pompey, he didn't really dare to battle Caesar. Caesar actually offered battle over there, but Pompey refused because he was, for the reasons I said. So he had a not too trained army and legionaries. So. And also he wanted to wait for more reinforcements pouring, I think, from Syria. And he also had this, if you remember the last battle we played, Brindisi Raid, he tried to hinder Marcus Antonius to join Caesar with his additional 5 legions. So he had some, he was kind of playing for time here, and because at this point he had actually time on his side. But in history, as we know, the Brindisi raid was not successful. Marcus Antonius were able to move his troops over the Adriatic and also landed in today's Albania, but he was drifting from his course a bit, so he couldn't join up with Caesar immediately. So over there, the armies were eyeing each other. Pompey was pretty much in between the two Caesarian armies, but he didn't dare to attack them, even not Antony's force, because he probably was scared that Caesar would join the battle and he would be crushed there between these two armies. So he waited, and Caesar, since he learned that Pompeius was not accepting battle, he had the plan to take control of a big supply base of the Pompeians, which was the town of Dyrrhachium. So he marched there, or towards that city or town, I don't know the size of that really. And once Pompeius learned about that, he force marched also in that direction to hinder Caesar from doing that. I think the Caesarians reached there first, but Pompeius gained some good ground there, high ground just south of the city, and a good defensible position. And also he had the sea towards his back, so he could get in supplies that way. Anyway, even though Dyrrhachium could be occupied by the enemy. Also, Marcus Antonius were able eventually to join Caesar, so they had the joint forces now. But, I guess no one was really in a position to attack. Pompeius didn't want to, but he had a good defensible ground now, so I believe that Caesar didn't want to attack because of that. So instead, Caesar started circumvallation of his camp, of Pompeius' camp. So he started to build forts and ramparts to home in or to close in the Pompeians. And Pompeius answered with the same action. So he started to build his fortifications. And now, since kind of Caesar had the outer fort line, it was longer than this inner one that Pompeius built, and since Caesar had less people in his army as well, so you can imagine it was a bit of thin manned line there towards the more crowded Pompeians, who were more to begin with, and they also had a shorter line to defend. So, and there was some skirmishing and some attacks against the others all the time, trying to hinder the other guys from building the forts and all that. So things were happening all the time, but no big clashes. So again, they were kind of eyeing each other. Both sides had started to get some supply issues at this point. And things got really worse for Pompeians when Caesar managed to close the freshwater intakes for Pompeians, so they didn't have any fresh water coming in anymore, and that was of course a huge problem for them. So Pompeius didn't have any other option than to try to break out from his good defensive position, but it was not. He couldn't hold that forever, really. So he learned that on the very southern end of the Caesarian fort line was a weak point, and that's what we are looking at pretty much here in this battle. So the fortification lines and the forts were not ready built yet. So we have, as it's done in this battle or this scenario, we have some gaps here in the rampart line of the Caesarians who are on this side of the battlefield. So Pompeius planned an attack there with his best legions. He did some other preparations. He spread out some rumors that there was an uprising happening in Dyrrhachium, so probably because Caesar would need to maybe send some troops there and have less reserves for the upcoming battle, things like that. So, and eventually he did launch his attack. And they stormed the Caesarian lines, and initially they were pushing back the Caesarians. There were some places still holding. Maybe that's what's represented by this. I think this is. I think the 9th Legion were holding their ground at some point. So maybe this is what's symbolizing that. I'm not sure. So things look good for the Pompeians. They were doing a breakthrough, but at that point, Marcus Antonius and Caesar were coming to the fight. Antonius ended up over here, stopping the Pompeian advance, actually. So he managed to build a line and hold it for the attacks. And as more troops came in, more veteran troops, the Caesarians even launched a counterattack, hoping that their experience would gain victory for them. But the Pompeians did hold. The less experienced lines were holding against the attacks, and the veterans took actually some heavy beating here. I think Caesar mentioned some over 900 dead or something like that. So a tough one, and so pretty much the Caesarian counterattack was repulsed. Pompeius managed to hold the position here. He started to build a new camp, a new force here, and this was too much of a problem for Caesar, who were also starting to get some serious issues with supplies. So, the Pompeians were really through their line now and could get into the back. So he had to do a strategic retreat. So he left the line here and moved inland towards Thessaly, and Pompeius did also pursue him eventually inland, but he was still very cautious. He didn't want to risk a big battle, even though they have gotten some confidence from this battle. They showed that they could win against the Caesarian legionaries, but still Pompeius didn't want to risk a decisive battle here. He knew what was on stake. So he was just warily following Caesar and shadowing him, even though he's his officers and the politicians that were in his entourage, well, or not all of them, but many of them tried to get Pompeius to offer a battle to Caesar, because they thought now is the time and we can win a big battle. So Pompeius he didn't want to do that, but as we will see in the next battle after this, he is persuaded to do that, as for the Pompeians, the infamous Battle of Pharsalus will take place later on. But that's for the next battle. So let's get back to Dyrrhachium. So that's pretty much the story of that. So as we can see here, we have this line of the fort line here, these ramparts, quite thinly manned. I mean, maybe every other hex is manned, but we have some heavier troops here, under the leadership of Marcellinus, and some skirmishers up the front as well. Then we have the relieving force coming here, while the Pompeians have, well, not many troops on their left-hand side here. They are pressing towards this section of the battlefield, and soon we will know why, because it's a special rule about that. But let's check the war council. So the Pompeian army, led by Pompey, they have 5 cards, but the Caesarians also have 5 cards. So it's an even card count there, or card hand. The Pompeians will move first. We will fight till 6 banners, and for special rules we have the Julian Legions rule. So it was a while ago I did play this game, but so I need to remind myself of that as well. So I think this is the Pila rule. You know, all medium and heavy infantry can do a 1-die range attack, and they can move 2 hexes if they don't battle. So even heavy infantry can go 2 hexes in with the Julian Legions rule. And we have Julius Caesar rule in effect as well, which have 2 boosts, I think, for the unit that he's attached to. First of all, they get 1 extra die in battle, and they can move 2 hexes and battle. Yeah, so that's a pretty amazing feature that he brings with him. Then we have the last special rule, and this is an important one. So a Pompeian unit that exits off the Roman left section of the battlefield counts as 1 victory banner. The unit is removed from play and may not re-enter. So all these 5 hexes here can be exited by Pompeians, and each will gain them 1 victory banner. And this is only a 6 banner fight, so it could be an important one to get here. Of course, we have Marcus Antonius close by here, but still, that could be a primary goal, and that's why we probably see the heavier part of the Pompeian army over here. Not too much over there, where the ramparts are solid. So let's see about the armies, and then discuss a bit about battle plans, and then start playing. So if we start with the Pompeians, we have Pompeius himself over there, and this is a guy named Titus Puleo over here. Here we have Marcellinus. I guess he's the guy in charge of the ramparts. Then we have the reinforcements coming in. We have Julius Caesar and Marcus Antonius. So on the Pompeian side, we have over there with Titus Puleo, we have 5 legionaries, medium heavies. We have some auxilia, bow units, 2 of them. We have some cavalry in the center, and they even brought with them some heavy war machines there. I think they have a range of 6. And one thing that I think might be easy to forget with this in this battle, for instance, is that these hexes, the ramparts, which I think this is a pretty much an odd rule, but I think these are not blocking line of sight. So these guys could fire 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 over here, all the way behind the walls. Sounds a bit strange to me, but yeah, that's apparently, I just checked the rules for ramparts, and they do not block line of sight. Bit odd, if you ask me, but that's how it works. So these guys could be very efficient to, you know, try to hit some units back here. Then we have Pompeius force on the left-hand side. And there we have the more veteran guys, 2 of them, heavy infantry and 2 medium heavies, and some light infantry, probably some drafted units locally here. So that's it. So we have a bit more troops over there than on the Caesarian side, and they are more scattered as well. So if you look at the rampart line, we have heavies, and then we have slingers, another heavy, bow, and slingers. So long-range hitters here, but also some tough guys for the close combat. And Marcus Antonius' relieving force is 3 medium heavies, and Julius Caesar are 2 heavies, 1 light infantry, and some medium heavy cavalry. So what should we do then? Well, of course, if we get the cards for it, I'm thinking that Pompeius might want to rush here, hoping that these guys can't react fast enough. So we might even, you know, just leave a few guys fighting these, but the other ones could, you know, just pass by. We don't have any sort of control rules in this game, you know, so we could just pass by here in these gaps and try to exit. We will, of course, I'm sure we will need to fight Marcus Antonius for it, but I think it could be done, especially with the lighter troops who could, I mean, they are not too valuable for the fight, so they could pretty much just run, fire, and then eventually exit. Even I might add the cavalry here to quickly exit the unit from these, because if we can get 2 or 3 units exited from here, we only need to, you know, kill 3, 4 units of the Caesarians to win the battle. So I think that will be the main battle plan. Pompeius will maybe just try to go forward and try to maybe engage these troops, and hopefully maybe engaging also Caesar, so he cannot participate over here. And if we can gain a banner from here, that's great for the whole thing. So I think that's just kind of vague, but still a clear battle plan for them. But on the other hand, if you don't get any right-hand cards or leadership cards or anything like that, then you cannot do that for the Pompeians. So it depends. And in that case, we might do some kind of a plan B and just duke it out. And for the Caesarians then, well, quite obvious. We need to get Marcus Antonius as fast as possible to make this line a more solid defensive line, so the Pompeians cannot just run through them. I think that would be the main goal for them to do. Then wherever we can, just fire down here with the bows and slingers. And yeah, if we can get Caesar to man these ramparts, maybe, what is his name again? Marcellinus, these guys. They could also move towards this position to defend the weakened line over there. So maybe that's the plan then. So yeah, I think that's it. So let's start the game. Okay, so let's start by looking what cards we have in slot A and B for the Pompeians. We have light troops and we have a line command. The line command is great, I think, to start with, because we can move up the whole force and even throw some pila and all that. So let's see what they can play. I have this nice dice tower assembled. So they would have attack this card or lowest order count. So pretty much I can choose which one of these I want to play. So the light troops, okay, I could pour in stuff like from here, but no, I'm gonna go with the line command right away, because that will order the whole line. I think Well. Is the war machine counting as a foot unit in this case? Let's see if the card says anything about those. So we have a group of foot units. So I don't know if we have a line break there or not. Let me check that in the rules really quick. Okay, so I checked in the reference card, and actually these guys are listed under foot units. I think starting to loosen up this sticker here a bit. I have had this game for a while now, so maybe need to glue it again or something. Okay, so a line command it is. So that will be, well, each and every unit here, except that cavalry unit over there. So how do we want to do this then? I mean, these guys could fire with full fire for effect there, so I think I'm not gonna move them up. Let's wait and see, but let's start at least with these guys. But if I move these guys, hold on. They were there, yeah. So this is the starting position. I mean, I would like to get them forward, you know, with my original plan to pour through units here, but it would be so nice to have two dice attacks, range attacks from start over here. So I don't know. Which is more important? I think I might stay and fire with these guys. So I just mark them like this, so I can fire with them. These guys will move forward, will also fire. These guys can fire. Move these guys. These guys. These could stay and fire. These will step forward, fire with one die. And then let's bring these guys forward as well. Something like that. These guys can also do a one die attack. Okay, so it can be a lot of pila and a lot of javelins to be thrown here. So let's start from here. 2 dice. Now these guys can ignore 1 flag. So that's nothing. These guys, same target, 1 flag and 1 hit. So we got 1 down here. That's great for the future battles for Pompeius over here. Here we have a 1 die attack by Puleo. Oh, I forgot that I should use that one. But that was a hit. So I'm so used to just rolling right, so I forgot about that. Here we're gonna do again this next one. Now I'm gonna throw it through here. Nothing. Another one. Nothing. Then with these guys who hasn't moved, so I'm gonna fire. I wonder if I have a line of sight to here. I think it might be. It's a bit difficult. Not sure really if I can see those guys from there, because these guys are maybe blocking. So let's fire these guys. So let's take the bow unit first. That's 2 dice. Nothing. And then the war machine, same target then. 1 hit. Then we have these guys who move. They will throw their javelins against the heavies. That's a flag we could take, but I will not do that. I will stand my ground here. And these guys, same target. Yep, same target. Nothing. So that's it for the first Pompeian action. And I think they were pretty happy with what happened here. They got the whole army moving forward slowly but surely, and managed to get some important hits here and also there. Nice. So let's give them a new card in slot B and then move over to the Caesarians. Let's see what they have first in slot A and B. So medium troops, that's good for the plan of getting these guys moving forward. And this is light troops. Well, we could of course fire with those, but let's see what we get. A, B, or C. So I'm also going to reveal this one. 3 units left. Okay. So should we fire or should we move Antonius forward? I think that's what we need to do. But we can order 5 of these. So that's 1, 2, 3. And we have a 4th unit here, but that's it. So I'm gonna rush these guys towards the horde coming from that direction. And the cavalry, I'm gonna move 1, 2, 3 forward, ready to strike if needed somewhere. Okay, that's it, no battle. So back to the Pompeians. That's a D or E. Double time. That's great. Or 2 left, that's over there. It's not too interesting. I think the double time will be quite good now. I mean, Pompeius is getting great cards, so they're gonna order a double time. Let's play that card. And then let's take these guys with us. Because that's 4 units, if I remember correctly. Yes, 4 units. Okay, so who do we want to battle? We could kill these guys. Hold on. Yeah, I need to do it this way. Okay, so I'm gonna rush in these guys here. This guy, who I again forget the name about, Titus Poleo, he will go into the gap here. Remember, if I attack from that direction, they don't get the bonus from the ramparts. Then these guys goes to here. And these guys go... Let's instead take that guy. So go 1, 2. Here we go. So I'm hoping to kill these guys first. And then... I need to do it with those guys then. Kill those. If they don't manage, then I need to attack here. And then I have 2 attacks against those guys. Okay, that's how we're gonna do it. So these guys will attack first. So that's 4 dice. These guys can now ignore 1 flag and 1 sword symbol. But we have leader support. Oh, can you believe that roll? Can you believe that roll? Titus Poleo is on fire. He's directing the attack up the ramparts, and they're just eliminating these guys. Getting the first Pompeian banner. This is a slaughter. Okay, so these guys will now gain ground. What a roll. Okay, so now we are in a really good position to kill off more guys here. So I'm gonna continue with... Should we take these guys first or these guys first? That's the question. Does it really matter? It would be better to get these guys on top of that, so they get a forward movement from advance. So that would mean we would cripple with those guys and then kill them off with that guy. Yeah, let's do that. So this guy will attack first. Fuleo will attack first. 4 dice, and now they cannot ignore anything. An amazing roll again. That's 3 hits on those heavies. That's a miss though. But what a great rolls. Look at those veterans already in the dead pile. This is turn 2, guys. Okay, but these guys are not eliminated or forced to retreat, so they will battle back with 5. So maybe they can do some killing as well. Yeah, they did. They attack, or they've got 3 hits on these guys and also a flag. But the flag I will not take. I will stay here. Wow. So that was that. No, sorry, it was these guys, right? Sorry. I attacked with these guys. Sorry about that. So it would be these guys who take 3 hits. And that means we also need to do a light leader check. Leader loss check. He's good. So now these guys need to do the final blow. They need 1 hit. And there's 2 of them because they are adjacent to a leader. So these guys dies. We get the second banner for Pompeius and his army, and they can occupy those ramparts. We still have 1 attack to do, and these guys, seeing what's happening here, they will for sure evade because they also have no protection. So these guys will try to evade, but we're gonna roll those 4 dice. Hoping for some greens. Yeah, we got 1. So these guys take 1 hit and then retreat or evade. We cannot gain ground with the legionaries here because they evaded. So they are holding a line here with, well, this is pretty thin, but they could easily be a prey of these guys, but let's see how that goes. They need to get the card over here as well. But amazing rolls and amazing cards from Pompeius here in the beginning. They really shocked the Caesarians now with this surprise attack. Okay, this is fun. So let's see now. The Caesarians need to respond. What can they do? They can do a D or E, which is 2 cards we don't know of. So this is exciting. So we got light troops, which sucks. And then we have leadership in the section, which is great. So it's time for Marcus Antonius to do the famous counterattack. So he's gonna order all these troops, actually including those. These guys will not move, they're gonna fire against those guys, that's for sure. And here we got some killing to do now. We're gonna attack across the whole line here, I believe. I can only go 1 and battle. It would be nice to have Antonius over here, but it's not possible. But this is good enough. The thing is, these guys are blocking the line of sight. So let's do... We need to move them anyway. 1. Or why not 2? Let's regain the ramparts here. Okay, so let's start with firing. Fire from here against those guys with 1 die. No hits. Then we're gonna battle, and I will do it. Let's start from here against those. 4 dice, 1 hit needed. Oops. And that's 1 hit, and 1 hit is what we needed. So we got the first Caesarian victory banner. And we need to check this hero with 1 die. He's good, so you're gonna relocate to the legionaries in reserve. These guys could gain ground. Do we want to do that? I think not, because then these guys could get behind me and crush me if they survive. But let's see. So I'm going to continue now with... Let's attack here first. 4 dice. no protection. We have leader support. And luckily we got 3 hits and the flag. So these guys take 3 hits and they need to retreat as well. So in order to avoid being hit by those guys, I need to retreat in that direction. This time I will gain ground because now I have a good protective front here for the next wave of Pompeians attacking. And then we have Marcus Antonius himself attacking the suddenly lone legionary unit there, 4 dice. And we have 2 hits, but we didn't manage to get them to retreat, which is interesting because now they will battle back with 4. And they don't have any leader adjacent to them, but they got 1 hit over here. And we're gonna check the leader loss for Marcus Antonius. Wow, that was close, but he's good. Okay, so we have 2-1 now in victory banners. And some Pompeians taking heavy hits here, so let's see. Pompeius needs to, or rather Titus Puleo need to see if he can regain the momentum here or not. Let's see, he has full strength over here and he's full strength, and we got some depleted units there as well. So let's see what card they can play now. That would be a tactic card or lowest order count. We don't have any tactic card, so it needs to be the lowest order count, which is not this one. So it needs to be 2 on the left. This sucks for Pompeius. It started too well for them, so now they have, you know, out of a breath over there. So we need to play 2 on their left, which is over here. They don't like that, I'm sure of that. So it needs to be these 2 units. So I'm gonna move here, and I'm gonna move here. So these guys don't battle, but these guys will, and I think those guys will try to evade. Yes, they will. But we're gonna roll them 5 dice it is, and looking for greens. No. So they're gonna retreat or evade. They go 1 and they go 2. Let's go there. We cannot gain ground, but we have some Pompeian troops against the ramparts there. We have the cavalry here, but it's not too wise to attack head on here. And remember also, cavalry don't get any benefit from these hexes. Okay, that was not too good for the Pompeians to get those cards to choose from, because now they are sitting ducks for the next Antonius attack. If he's able to do that, let's see. So they get an A, B, or C. So they could activate these 2 at least, that we know. They could also activate some lights, or they could do 2 right. Okay. I think we need to do the 3 left, even though we have 2 only. Because the lights don't give me too much of a good options, and 2 units over here. Okay, we could start to move up Caesar, but we need to gain the victory banners we can here now. So let's do 3 on their left. And these 2 are ordered. These guys will just stay, and this guy now dares to go here into that gap. So yeah, this is how I'm going to do it. So these guys, first of all, battles against those with 4 dice, hoping for 2 hits then. We got a sword and a blue, so these guys go down. And we got another Caesarian banner. We have now evened out. They will not gain ground, they will stay here up on the ramparts, and these guys will attack that lone block unit there. We need 1 hit. We got none. That was interesting. No hits because we had no leader with us. Marcus Antonius is over here. So these guys will now battle back with 4. So this could be turning the tide again in Pompeius' favor. And he's adjacent to a leader, so he hits with 2. Wow. So things don't look that grim anymore for Pompeius, because now he has certainly evened out here a bit. Or for Caesar, I mean. It could have been. No, sorry. Pompeius survived this war, right? Let me see. Yeah. And then they managed to hit 2 over. Yeah, Pompeius is pretty much retaliating hard now. So we have, let's see, we have 2 full strength and 1 strength, and here we have, so in blocks it's in 9, and here we have 7, 8, 9. So it's really even, but of course we have these 2 as well from the Pompeians. Okay, that was the Caesarians. Let's play one more turn. So let's get over to the Pompeians again. Then I got the DRE, so we don't know about these cards yet. That's another line command coming in, or a counterattack, which would be 3 over here. I think they are very interested of that right now. The line command could be handy later on. So I'm going to do 3 units over here. So what can we achieve with that? I think we're going to try to yeah, let's take these 3 then. I'm gonna move. These guys will stay, and these guys will move. Yeah. Okay, so let's start from here. We're gonna try to get those now. 4 dice. We got only 1 hit. These guys are fighting hard. And they battle back with 4. That's 2 hits on those guys. Damn. Okay, so we need to use these guys to eliminate them. 4 dice. We got 2 hits, so this is dead. And we got the 3rd Pompeian banner. Do we want to gain ground? Yes. Maybe we can exit that unit. And yeah, this unit then, led by Puleo, they will charge up that rampart. 4 dice. So 1 sword symbol, 1 flag can be ignored. So that would be 2 hits. They can ignore that. They will, because then they can battle back with 4 dice. And that would be 2 hits on them as well, and a flag. They will not take the flag. I can ignore that if the leader survives, that is. So let's check that first. Yeah, but he's close again, so yeah. But these guys are holding their lines there. Look at this depleted flank here. I mean, these guys could just rush through pretty much. All right, this is intense, to say the least, to be the first session. I mean, I think this is kind of reflecting the the Julian legions rules and all that. I mean, this is like 2 heavyweight fighters just punching at each other. So very bloody right from the start. Let's do the Caesarians as well, and then I think we can quit for this session. So that's a CD or E. Lights. A Clash of Shields would give those guys 6 dice. Wow. Or we have also this to choose from, and that's an outflanked which might be great. Too bad Antonius is not over here. That sucks. So I will not play the lights. So the question is, should I use the Clash of Shields now to kill off maybe those and scare off that leader? That could be very valuable. Or should I just activate those guys plus 2 units over here? We could get Caesar up. Maybe we should do that. Let's play the outflanked. So we order those guys, they will attack again. They could of course opt to battle here instead. Maybe, and then later take on that guy with those. And here I will order up these 2. So they're gonna rush up here. That's Caesar himself. You know, if he gets ordered next time, he can attack already. He can go 2 hexes and attack, you know. So these guys need to think if they want to stay here now that Caesar has his eyes on them. But over here then, I won't move, but I will battle, of course. I'm not sure which one I dare to attack here. I need to get 2 hits. But the good thing is if I do that, these guys need to rush back a big while. But this would be more of a safe bet to get 1 hit and the victory banner from that. But hey, I'm gonna play it for the longer games. I'm gonna attack over here. I dare to do that. So it's 4 dice and I hope to get 2 hits here. We get none. Oh, that was bad. That was bad for the Caesarians. So now these guys will attack again against the rampart. And they can ignore that. They can ignore that, but 1 hit they need to take. Bam. Okay, this is how it ends for session 1 then. Oh my. So we have the Pompeians in the lead 3-2. We had both sides just depleted each other here with their heavier troops. It's gonna be hard. It's gonna be a question of getting the right cards we can hit first, you know, and kill off these weaker units. And I think maybe it will be time to get these guys over to that direction to help out. Or these guys will just rush out. I mean, if they can get 3 units out, they have already won. And if they also kill this one and get 2 units out, they have won. So it's important. Maybe we should even direct the cavalry towards here. I don't know, but he's so far away. Yeah, we'll see next time. But this is going to be an interesting second part, which I am quite sure will be the last part of this scenario. Okay, so I thank you all for watching, and I hope you will be back for part 2 of the Battle of Dyrrhachium. Bye for now.